It's a beautiful day to podcast. Welcome back to Inside the Bullpen. Nick, Chad, and Megan all here with you. It's been a little bit, but some big things to cover now that we are midway through summer, and we have some exciting news. But first and foremost, this podcast episode is brought to you by Under Armour.
Stop. Is it?
It is.
Awesome.
We got to get the nice swag going on here in the podcast. So
we'll talk about that at the end, Nick. The full scope of why it's brought to you by Under Armour, but that's awesome. And I'm sure we'll have more sponsors because this is the single most popular podcast in the NAHL South Division with listeners in the DFW Metroplex.
It's probably the most popular in the NAHL.
In the NAHL, for
Absolutely.
sure.
In this area,
Yeah.
I would say.
Let's just go ahead and say that.
Let's just say that.
We're
the
an
most
award
popular one. And congratulations, guys.
All
Woo!
right. We have done nothing.
High fives, baby.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go. You show your next, pal. The U show. We're coming for you. We're coming for you.
No NCDC.
Just Chet Yoder doesn't have a podcast in Shreveport? Chet Yoder?
No, sadly. Maybe we should tell him to get one rolling.
No, because he does all the radio stuff.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, no, I was saying, like, the USHL actually has their podcast called The U Show. So, like, I guess that's the one we have to pass next.
We got the bullpen.
Yeah, bullpen's better. We're biased. All right, anyway, sorry.
Back to the proper version of the current story.
Here's our script.
What happened this summer?
Our script.
Well,
Lost
first
our
and
rhythm.
foremost.
Are you implying we have a script?
No.
We're really bad at this.
Study long, study wrong.
Obviously, last podcast, the highlight was our friend Mitchell Gibson. And since then, which is now, seems like 18 years ago,
It does.
in a land far, far away, but he was drafted. Woo! So here's your official podcast. Congratulations on behalf of the Brahmas and the NITEC staff. A big congrats to Mitchell Gibson. He was drafted in the fourth round, 124 to the Washington Capitals, the reigning Stanley Cup champions. Obviously,
awesome.
You saw the photos from Rebecca there. Megan was involved all over Instagram for everybody to stay up to date on the news.
Rebecca's photos made their way to the Washington Capitals website.
They
Wasn't that
did.
the website?
They did.
Awesome.
And tweet. And Facebook.
Nice.
Very exciting all around.
I know.
Nice.
It was good. It was really good.
That's very. And none
Chad,
of us.
you won the contest, by the way.
No surprise there, but thank you, Nick.
Wow.
That was
All right.
Sorry,
holy
we've been off. Our rhythm is off. No, I was just going to say. I don't think any of us had Washington on the radar, did we?
No.
No, so I think when, like, literally day of the draft, Rebecca and I were, like, sitting with Mitchell and his family, and, like, we were kind of staring at, like, the draft board, and I think both of us kind of looked at Washington at the end of the fourth round, and we were kind of like, maybe that, but no one wanted to say it, obviously. Like, we just don't want to say it, don't even want to bring it up, didn't even really want to think about it. And then, like, we heard literally from the loan, and I swear, like, I probably, like, injured my neck whipping around so fast. Because his family was, like, sitting behind us. We weren't, like, really prepared. Like, we kind of were, but we weren't. And, like, then there was just, like, a roaring in my ears, and I don't remember much after that.
Well, we were thrown off the scent of where he was going to go late before the draft because the Rangers, see, a lot of people don't know, Nick gets hit up with requests from coaches and scouts and stuff to cut video of Gibson. So the Rangers asked for, were kicking the tires on him pretty late, right?
Good story on this one, actually. We found out from them reaching out to us about, hey, can I get some video? We just want to see, like, just a full period. And we were like, no problem. Meg and I were like, we have GoPro video too. Would you like to see
11 shutouts
that?
to choose from.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, we didn't even give him a shutout one because even Gibson was like, give him a game where, like, I gave up a couple goals so they can see my positioning.
Like, but not too bad. Like, it can't be bad goals.
Yeah, it can't be terrible. But it was fine. We just picked one of the most recent ones where we had a good GoPro angle of him, so that way they could see both the period, the broadcast angle, and a GoPro angle. And we were like, we're on top of the ball for this, and we're like, okay, let's send it to him. And Megan's like, I got it. Give me the video. I'll send it to him. And I'm like, sweet, because she had the guy's email handy. And reached out to the scouting staff and said, hey, like, do you guys have a Dropbox you'd like us to upload it to? And they kind of came back and they're like, well, not really. Like, we have our internal ones. And she was like, all right, no big deal. Like, I'll figure out a way. And he's like, just Dropbox it us and send us a link. So I'll be darned, Megan had to pay whatever it was,
$10.
$10 for a Dropbox sent to the Rangers. And
I did.
And our joke today is, since they didn't draft him, we want to send them the invoice for the $10 to get that back.
Absolutely.
So, Yeah, but obviously the Capitals, and we even prefaced it. We said this is all going to be a shot in the dark because you really don't have a clue outside of the first round where anybody's going to go.
I think especially with him, like there were so many eyes on him, so many teams that came back from multiple looks. Like we just didn't.
And like we talked about with Kupski, the San Jose Sharks were not once in this building. Nope. Not once did they even ask for videos.
Exactly. And I think Gibby kind of had. He was like, "Look, I honestly don't know," but he did mention that the Capitals were behind him, the Rangers were behind him. So he maybe had a little bit just from conversations. But
we could have picked up on it.
Yeah, but nobody knew. Really.
It would have been cool to go Rangers since NYTEX has so many ties to the New York Rangers. I believe some of the old weight equipment came from the Rangers gym.
Really?
In the weight room.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you go in there, at least it used to be 10 years ago. If you went in there, the Rangers stickers were prominent. It gets the job done.
Well, it's interesting too because for the fans that didn't see or during the news, one about the Caps organization in general, the last goaltenders or the last couple goaltenders they've drafted in the fourth round, just like Mitchell Gibson, were Braden Holtby, who obviously just won the Stanley Cup, and then also his backup at the time, Philip Grubauer, who then got traded to the Avalanche. So I think Avalanche. Islanders. I screwed one up. Sorry.
I don't remember.
Too much shuffling.
Sorry.
I thought it was the Avs.
Maybe.
Sorry. But he's going to be obviously competing for a role there. So those are two pretty good goaltenders who are NHL quality ones. So they know what they're doing in the mid to late rounds. So with Mitchell Gibson, they knew what they were doing.
Well, that's 3 in the past 4 years.
Yeah, and the one year that we didn't, we won the Robbie.
I know. So maybe we don't want someone drafted. Maybe that's the formula. But either way, the path to the next draft pick for the Lone Star Brahmas came through the building this past weekend.
Good segue.
And it's smooth.
Grubauer was the Avs.
Smooth like Christopher Cross.
I didn't know that at all. My bad.
So main camp, which is deceiving because it's not training camp. It was our main. So that was the third leg of the Brahmas training camp trifecta with pre-draft being before in May, and that was in Chicago, and then we had one in June in Detroit. In Michigan, and then this is the final one here. So we had 100 players, 110 players, something like that.
140.
140. Oh boy,
probably something like that.
And this is
4 full teams.
Yeah, it was over 100
from all around. All the people we've tendered, all the people we drafted that could be here. Obviously, international players makes it a little bit more difficult.
Correct.
Returners and
free agents.
Yeah, free agents. A lot of it doubles with the NA3HL, so there's a lot of players that are coming to play for.
That's true.
The now Jonathan Elliott coached NA3HL team.
Congrats to him, by the way. We like
congrats
that.
to Jono, who's taken over the NA3. He'll do a great job.
Well, for the fans who are asking on the Lone Star Brahmas account who are confused, the Texas Brahmas head coach, Michael Hill, is going back. Well, I shouldn't say going back, but he's going to work with his former coach when he was a player, Scott Langer, up in Aberdeen.
Yep.
So he's an NAHL assistant coach now. So that's why they're like, did we lose a coach? Like, technically, yes, but it was a Texas Junior Brahma coach. So it's our NA3HL head coach is going on to the NAHL, and then our assistant coach got promoted.
Right. And whoever the head coach is for the 3HL is also considered special assistant to the NAHL. So late in the year, Hill was out on the ice at a lot of the practices with Dan and Justin, as will the case be with Jonathan. There you go. But out of these 140 players,
it was busy, huh?
It's busy. A lot of games. I believe we saw some Cracker Jack video work from the Nick Merrick Productions. Shout out to Megan Kim and all of her homemade lighting devices.
Lighting technician.
That's what I
am. We're putting that on the resume now.
But yeah, we had to get a lot of the fans all had positive things to say. I wasn't here, so I really can't comment on it personally.
Yep.
But if we were to do, obviously out of those 140 players, we can't have a roster with 140. That would be just really ridiculous.
Right.
But
they trimmed it to 28.
28. So when training camp actually starts, which will be, I believe, players are reporting the last week of August. When that happens, we'll have 28. We'll probably have 30, 31 by then.
Yeah.
Which
there's a couple of our protected players who are currently in USHL camps. So
right. Okay.
That's why right now it's 28.
And then, for those of you who don't know, if you've been around long enough, you should know this. By The showcase we cut down to 25.
Yes.
And then after the showcase, we chop it to 23.
Yes.
And that's where we stay the whole year. So Dan has already, as you said, invited the 28 to main camp.
Yep.
Let's do players to watch. Let's all pick one because we don't know. I mean, these guys could not make the team.
Right. Well, before we get to the players to watch, even I guess we'll have Megan start off after I shut up over here. There was kind of an observation that this year's main camp was a little brighter even than it was last year. Just some little knowledge for the fans. Obviously, the returners that came back last year with the Spellacies and the Adamos and the Biondos, the O'Rourke's, everybody already knew them and was implemented. But this year's group, even though it's very new, the coaching staff really liked what they saw on the ice. So,
but before Megan, sorry, I do have a random story about one of the players from our camp. So late at night, in my door, 2 young men came up and rang our doorbell to sell us pest control services or something. And I basically dismissed them and said I would only use the pest control company who sponsors my team, the Brahmas. And this one guy's like, holy crap, you work for the Brahmas? And I'm like, yes, I work for the Brahmas. He's like, my friend is coming in town to be on training camp for the Brahmas. And I'm like,
no way.
Who is your friend? And he says, it's Davis Browning, who is a defenseman, right?
Yep.
And I was like, oh, okay, I hear a lot of names. I'm like, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, big kid, right? He's like, no. I'm like, defenseman.
It's like, guess who you're playing?
He's like,
guess
yeah.
who?
He's like, yeah. What advice do you have for him? I'm like, well, I've known Coach Dan Walfong for over a decade now, and I'll tell you what he likes to see: hit everything that moves. Don't back down from a fight. Don't let the puck pass you. So how did that kid do? Did he listen to my advice?
Yeah, I thought he looked really good, actually.
Yeah. Well, clearly so, too. Dan and
thought
Justin
so.
thought so.
Right,
That's what's most important.
He'll be back for training camp.
All right, there you go. Well, well done.
No,
Davis. Anyway, sorry.
They enjoyed him.
Megan was going to say.
I think generally, I guess part of it, too, is last year we had 8 teams here, so there were a lot more kids just generally. I think, maybe we had a bit of a more, concentrated talent pool to start with, even. So, you had more, good players on a team, and you could see them click and start, figuring out, how to work with each other.
Right.
Even from day one, I think we could both say that.
Yep.
So overall, I thought it was a fun camp to watch, even just from a spectator angle. I think a lot of our fans and our billets and people who came out to watch, because it was open to the public, really did enjoy it. I thought the pace of play, especially towards the back end of the weekend, was really good.
No, I agree. I completely agree. I think it evolved over the time, and the speed and obviously the intensity of the games kind of upped, and then they got more evenly matched towards the All-Star games at the end. I obviously missed the Sunday one, but just seeing the action throughout Friday and Saturday, it was great. And I think it's going to be a good group. I mean, we're probably only going to mention, 3 names right now and this players to watch?
Yeah, let's just do one apiece, because I know there's...
Yeah, because we could muddy it down. We could probably all pick 3 each and have 9 separate ones, and even more than that. I think there's a really good group that's coming to training camp, and certainly a very good group for junior caliber players. But Meg, you going to start us off?
Yeah, sure. So I guess I'm going to go off the board. This is not what I said I would do when we started. Sorry.
No,
we're going to have to adjust. I'm going to say Sam Brennan, who's a tendered defenseman. He played a couple of games with us last year as an affiliate player.
74?
Yeah.
74?
No.
He wore?
No, he wore actually
That was
several different
Westcott.
numbers.
Yeah.
He wore 3 at the showcase, and then he wore 47 later in the year when he came to play with us.
Oh, yes.
During his break. He was still in high school. He graduated this year, but he was still in high school. So he actually wore a couple different numbers with us. He's been on the coaches' minds for a while now. I know that last summer, Dan Wildfong really did like him. He scouted him. He liked him a lot. And obviously, they kept liking him, and Justin and Dan did a great job recruiting him and getting him tendered over the course of this year. And we'll have plenty of chances to see him this coming season. I like him a lot. I think he has great vision. I think he's a really terrific passer. He's not huge, but he's a good skater, controls gaps well. So
yeah, I do remember him.
Yeah.
I remember him. He have any points last year? I mean, he only played a handful of games. It seems like he was in the mix. He's good.
He has good vision.
He got on the
He's
power
smart.
play, didn't he? maybe
for a little bit.
Yeah.
But he should be this year.
Yeah, he'll play those roles.
He should be
Good choice. Good choice.
The
I like it.
even to add to it too, I got to spend 2 periods on the bench during camp, just trying to shoot some video things which some people saw. Which, by the way, if you want some more players to watch, go check out the social media videos with some of the newcomers that we already released. So those were fun and good to chat with some of the prospects. So we'll keep them out of this discussion just because we already gave them some FaceTime, so you can go listen to them. But for Brennan, it was funny because some of the players on the bench were actually like, "Oh, who's the number 5 in black? Like, he's pretty good." Like, even the guys were like, they know it could be future teammates of them if they all make the team, so they're giving their opinions kind of between line changes since the coaches weren't on the bench and they were watching. So it's neat to see like how the players see different players as well. Just that little nugget to add. But for my player to watch, I'm going to add to the point of Browning that you just went to.
Okay.
And this was a guy who actually played with Browning for almost the entire main camp, and that was Josh Martin.
Okay. Okay.
He was a warrior. If you are a bang 'em up, hit 'em up kind of fan, I think Martin's a player who literally is going to evolve to that typical Dan Wildfong role that you just mentioned. You told your Browning's buddy to relay back to him because he gained easily 10 pounds. I'm pretty sure he gained 2 inches, and he was a wrecking ball at camp.
He was in the preseason game that I broadcasted for you before I was joined by my award-winning partner and Megan
right.
Kim.
That's right.
We're the Sonny and Cher of hockey broadcasting.
Junior hockey.
But yeah, I remember him, 45. He hit everybody, and I do believe I made that comment in the preseason game that
he was still hitting.
He's hitting good. Well, he's been surgically repaired.
Yeah.
So, yes.
A fun fact about him, though, is like before he left to have surgery, is like one game, like you saw him get hit and you saw him be like, "Oh, that sucked." And then he came back and like we were like, "You good? Are you good?" And he was like, "Yeah, like I popped it out, but then I got hit again and it popped back in." He was like, "I'm good." And we were like, "Okay, man, get that taken care of." But he did. He's ready to go.
So you guys have both picked D-men?
Yes.
We did.
That's good. That's good. That is a good one. I'm going to go with for my pick, a returner, and I believe this is the year of Mr. Harrison Feeney, who was a great goalie for us last year when he got to play. It's hard to get ice time when your partner is shutting out literally every other game he plays in. Feeney was also a friend of Gibson, is that right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
they know each other from growing up.
Yep.
I think
those PA boys.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he was able to watch someone at the top of their game last year and come in when we needed him and play really well. I think he'll do a phenomenal job as the number 1 guy this year. Yeah.
Well, we could even add to that, too. I think it was one of those things where fans were so spoiled with Gibson and Feeney that I know oftentimes Feeney went unlooked, and that's not right for Feeney, so I'm glad it's going to be his show this year because really, like, that might have been the best 1-2 combo. We'll have to see how Feeney does this year. I mean, I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but like I'm thinking back to Kupski and Black. I think that was probably the best tandem we've had since I love Project and Calvin. Like we've always had really good goaltenders. That's one thing that Brahmas fans can go through. That'd be actually a good debate one time.
Feeney like was just short of qualifying for like goalie stats, but if he had like he was like literally like half a game short, I think.
Yep.
And if he had qualified, like we would have had like statistically the 2 best goaltenders in the league.
Which I know is credit to the defense too, but
yeah, our defense shut things down last year.
That would be a good round table, wouldn't it? What was the best NAHL goaltending tandem that the Brahmas have had since the 2013 season? That'd be tough.
It would also be if you could do like a fantasy team and pick the just 2 to be on your team.
You're right.
It would be another one. Like,
Yep.
would you take the
that's
2
so
draft
true.
picks,
Yep.
or would you take, I mean, there's a lot of good goalies. It's been a goalie farm here, and I expect this year to be no different.
Yep.
So there you go. There's our 3 players to watch: Brennan, Martin, and Feeney. Sounds like a law firm. Brennan, Martin, and Feeney.
I like it. Thanks to Josh Martin for pulling that one together, because there's always a Martin in the law firm.
You gotta have a Martin. Just seems like a good, honest, dependable name.
All right.
But yeah,
take notes for our graphics in the future.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So we want to go back to a few weeks ago. I just went on vacation. You've been kind of traveling around a lot, Nick. Megan, you've been here. We've had a pretty busy.
I'm about to dip out for a little bit though. So,
but we threw out on social media. Tell us your promotions. Tell us what you want to see this year.
Yes.
And a couple hours ago, in this very room that we're here in, Studio 65 here at the NITEC Sports Center, we. By the way, somebody signed Carlson, for God's sake.
So true. That's been a tease for about a week and a half.
It's really ongoing.
Give my team something for him so he doesn't pull a Tavares. Anywho, so you guys did the help us pick the 2018-19 promotions.
Yes.
A lot of fan interaction on that one.
Yes.
And we'd love to see what people think. Michael Rosfitch said T-shirt nights were awesome. I think Michael Rosfitch might be a little bit biased, but guess what, Michael? Since you'll be making them, there are 2 T-shirt nights coming, a youth and
that's okay.
an
There
adult.
were a couple others that I saw the T-shirts on as well.
Yeah, like Nick take us away. What are we? What can we tease people on promotions? What were people saying?
Let's see. Should we go with 2 of our specialty jerseys because fans love those right away?
Let's do it.
One of them, Larry Newbro, sniffed this one out.
Sure did.
Said, have an ugly Christmas sweater one. And that one is coming to Brahmaland. First time we're having a ugly Christmas sweater.
Yes.
It'll be in the right before Christmas time on December 21st and 22nd. I think they'll be wearing it for both games.
I think we're going to do an ugly Christmas sweater night on the 21st.
Yes.
And then on the 22nd, we're going to do the auction. We'll wear them both nights.
Correct.
The Brahmas will wear them both nights, but I have no idea what it's going to look like. But
it's going to be good.
It'll be really fun.
Good.
That should be fun.
We're excited about that one.
We'll make sure it looks good.
It'll be ugly in a good way. That's a terrible dad joke.
So there's one of our specialty jerseys. We had Matthew Householder, who went kind of along the right theme. We saw a few of these where they wanted to go the superhero or the Marvel Comic-Con kind of route, and that was certainly discussed. But just to be a little different.
Also, we don't want to get sued.
But it falls in the line of kind of dress-up nights. I know where you're going.
Yep. I guess that's actually not a jersey night. I'm sorry.
No, it's not a jersey night.
But this is going to be we're thinking a medieval night.
Medieval night. We're going to have a medieval night. We won't say what night it is, but we're going to have a medieval night. So
I read my wrong note. I'm sorry. But that's still one.
No, it's good. It'll be a dress-up night. Those who are into Scarborough Fair, those who are into medieval times, those who are into all that kind of stuff, we're going to have a night. And hopefully I can get some groups out here to make it we can transform this place into a castle of sorts.
Yep.
Perhaps that night, as we're just kind of live. In fact, I'm going to make a note on this. Bear with me. You're listening to live coverage of me making a note based on.
You are.
We had talked about this a while back when Lee Rafferty was here. I think we'll have a fan who will nominate as King of the Rink that night. What do you think about that?
That's a good idea.
Like give him a good seat.
It's a very good idea, actually.
Maybe even on the bench or something in some sort of ridiculous chair with a crown.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That's a good spin.
Medieval night. Good idea. Matthew Householder on the dress-up night. And I know somebody, before we talk about the next specialty jersey, somebody had mentioned, I hope the fans can hear all the screaming going on out here
summer campers.
Olympic Hall. This is ridiculous. Star Wars night. Why don't you do Star Wars night anymore? Well, Star Wars, now that it's owned by Disney, is a beast, to say the least. Cranking out so many movies, television shows, toys. There is a very strict process that you have to go through with LucasArts and Disney through their lawyers to be approved just to use the name Star Wars Night and to have the Star Wars reenactors come out. And honestly, it's a giant headache, and it's just financially not worth it in the end. I mean, it's cool to have Chewbacca out here with some stormtroopers. It's always a good time. Fun. I love it. Just feel like a kid when you see those guys walk around, but
the loopholes, man.
It's a lot. And last year, I actually did reach out to the guy that I know in the, believe it or not, sports marketing department with LucasArts, and he sent me a contract, and it was so big that I just deleted the email and moved on. It was a monster. I was like, I don't have time for this right now. So we'll let it rest. Maybe things will be easier next year. But Nick, you teased a second jersey, a specialty jersey that we've never done before. and we don't even know what to call this yet, but let's call it a Daredevil jersey, which will be real inspired by Evel Knievel, Travis Pastrana, people of that ilk, and that'll be in conjunction with a big stunt that we're doing. Let's just say we're going to pay tribute. I need to keep some of it close to my chest. We're paying tribute to Evel Knievel, who 45 years ago, February 17th, he did a jump on ABC's Wide World of Sports in North Richland Hills, Texas, over like 14 Mack trucks at the Green Valley Raceway, which is about a mile and a half from here. And it's like ranked as, I think it's in the top 5 of the most viewed ABC Wide World of Sports episodes ever. Yeah, from North Richland Hills. So we're going to pay tribute to that with a friend of mine who's going to be doing a risking life and limb, and we're going to have there's a whole lot. Trust me, it'll be the biggest intermission show I've ever done here. And so we're going to have
you're giving another date though.
Yeah.
So we know February 16th will be
we'll have some sort of Daredevil tie-in. We're still working on a little bit of a project with capes.
Yep.
So we're really excited about that. And stay tuned for that one. We'll have announcements coming soon on that one. But what else were people saying?
We got the promo schedule coming out. Let's just rapid fire through a few more of these things and kind of what they'll see. Because we had so much input again. Jordan DeArmond, Adam File, and Melissa Van Brunt all wanted some sort of a charity night.
Nice.
And we are going to bring that in the fall in the form of a Fill the Net night. So you can expect to see one of those, which will be having some fan help and interaction, literally, to help us with a charity night. More on that when we officially release the promo schedule. These are just the teaser. Remember, we can't.
That promo schedule will be coming out pretty soon.
Soon.
Yeah.
Early August.
Oh no, before that probably. Whenever. How long are you gone on vacation?
Well, a hot second, but
a hot second.
Yeah, a hot second.
2 shakes
So
of a
after
lamb's
the hot
tail,
second.
we'll get it done.
After the hot second.
Okay.
Or like during the hot second. Like I'll have my laptop. We'll make it work. We'll
Everybody's always connected these days. We'll make sure you stay posted too. Let's see which other ones we have. Christina Major wanted an adult league night. Something like that is going to be coming to
Done. Beer league night coming.
It's coming to Nyatex for a Brahmas game. Amy Tong and plenty others wanted post game skates. Excuse me. They love those. That is going to be back because for sure we know the definitely a few of those with our Thanksgiving dates. It'll be on that Wednesday before Thanksgiving. That one's for sure always set in stone, so you will have your wish there. Dollar hot dog night from Anna Ferrando and Stephen Goltz. They want a dollar dog night. That is back.
Absolutely.
Joe Otobre wanted a college night, though it's a little bit difficult.
School pride.
To stick it out with colleges. We're doing a school pride night. And even got some fun ones which are currently in the works, and we'll see if we can spring up something because we like the idea from, sorry if I'm mispronouncing this one, Kenneth Schoonover. He wanted to do something with the defense and goaltenders getting shutouts and having some kind of a donut deal. So we thought that was really clever and a fun way to try to interact with some different
we're going to work on
donut
that.
Shop in the area. So we'll see if we can get the team on that.
I also, the hockey superstition in me kind of doesn't want to promote the word shutout. I don't know. I'm just weird about that. But
it's not season, so we're okay.
Yeah, it's true.
We can say all the words we want to now.
Any word.
Yeah, I mean...
all bets off from the preseason, right?
Some things that's true. All bets are off in the preseason. That's exactly right. Which there will be preseason games. We will get to that. Good segue.
I tried.
That was really good. We'll do a costume contest around Halloween. That you can count on that. That'll be fun.
Yep.
Post-game skates. Yeah, we'll have a few of those. Operation Kindness Dog Day will be back. That will be January 21st. That's a popular day. Yep. So usually our staff takes half of the dogs home, honestly.
But that's gone down without Rooney because Rooney always Rooney took one every year.
Glenn's holding Glenn's holding the fort. He is holding the fort.
The DeSico household is always good for a couple months.
Four-legged friends.
But we'll have some poster nights sprinkled in there, and then even when we release the promo schedule, we always come out with like more things after the fact, like let's throw this in here. So there'll be some good stuff.
Right.
The devil works hard, but the promotion team works harder. Like that kind of thing.
Yes, exactly. Teddy bear toss. We should mention that. If you look at the schedule, we play 11, 21, 23, and 24 at home with the week of Thanksgiving, and then we're not home until the 21st and 22nd of December. I was the a-hole who said, let's just 86 teddy bear toss night because there's not a night. We usually go to the CEC with the teddy bears. It doesn't work out.
But you know who wasn't the a-hole? Carter Buffkin, Janelle Dow, and Eduardo Sanchez.
Yes. Carter Buffkin gets his wish. Although it's not giant teddy bear toss. Unless you choose to bring a giant teddy bear.
You are certainly welcome to.
More than welcome.
We encourage it.
Just get it to the ice.
Or the penalty box.
Get it over the glass.
True.
Get it over some form of glass.
I'd like to think that those that fell short last year have worked on their game and have been training in the off-season teddy bear toss, and we'll
hit the teddy bear gym.
Yeah, hit the teddy bear gym. Yeah, no, I was like, let's cut out teddy bear toss. Megan, you guys, you and Nick were like, I don't know. There's a lot of requests for it, so we'll do that.
Janelle, Eduardo, and Carter, we backed you up in that promo meeting.
Yeah, they did. And that's going to be Black Friday.
So dang it, bring those teddies.
Yeah,
Buy
go get some
Black
on a
Friday.
deal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Fill the bed of your truck up and then come here and dump them out on the ice.
Well, that's kind of what I wanted to
And
pull
don't take
there.
the tags off, remember.
Yeah, that's true.
We always have a problem. Then we have extra ones that live in me and Nick's office all year.
That's true.
This is true.
And then we put a Brahma jersey on and carry it around.
We do. So maybe like one. Don't take the tag off of like one. You guys all talk it out, figure out which one gets to wear the jersey.
Yeah, we'll need
then
one for
toss
marketing
that one.
purposes.
Just one.
So coming down the chute here, we'll have the full promo schedule released.
Yep.
And then tickets are going to go on sale August 15th.
Woo! Got a date.
Yeah, it's coming.
E-Tix.
E-Tix. I was just on the phone with them before our staff meeting, and they've got everything set up. The arena layout is done. The prices have all been confirmed. We are ready to rock and roll. They should be coming up here for some training here in the next couple weeks, and we'll get it going. Season ticket sales have been very, very strong, and suite sales have been extremely strong this year. So we look like we got a lot of anxious fans that are going to be packing the barn. And then after August 15th, the next event that will happen is preseason. We were talking this afternoon to Frank Trezera,
The boss man.
The boss man who was talking to us about, we'll keep it details of it pretty close right now, but they are working on preseason games.
The owners
plural.
are hashing it out.
Yes, there's a lot.
Yes.
And we could see more than one team on successful nights, and you could potentially see two other teams that are not, two other teams in the NAHL South play here for preseason.
Which would be fun.
It'd be fun, and that would be free to the public. So
some people only have mall ice, which is
true story.
Sad, and we feel for them.
It's tough for preseason time.
Sure is.
It is tough.
But Orange Julius loves it.
Orange Julius,
there is not a coffee shop in that mall.
Chick-fil-A. I like to think when there's a hockey game and a mall rink that the nugget sales are a little bit stronger.
Everything's closed by then, though.
Yeah,
it was not
that's
a good
true.
time.
That is true.
I
That's
did
true.
not have fun.
The nugget sales have been stronger the last couple days than our friend group.
Oh, Battle Nugs?
Yes!
We've been playing some serious Battle
That
Nugs.
sounds like a fun game.
That was so
We should
good.
have brought it.
We should bring the board in here.
I'm in on that game. Battle Nugs. I could probably eat. This is a humble brag. I could probably eat 100 Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Humble brag. How about
I don't know.
Nathan's hot dogs?
We should do a promotion like Chat at Center Ice, just stacks of nuggets.
How many can I
have
get done in 5 minutes?
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
have like a counter. We'll flip the board.
I'd be down with that. I'd be down with that.
So if any sponsors, like any chicken nugget sponsors are out there listening,
Yeah, absolutely.
hit us up.
Except for Tyson. Their nuggets are garbage.
Ooh.
Oh, fine. Sorry. Sorry.
Shout out
That was
Sorry, Tyson.
from left field.
So, seems like the Easy Jammers promo we're going back to.
Yeah. She was not having the Boy Bawanga.
No,
but
she
it is a
wasn't.
tasty chip. Boy Bawanga. So also new merch coming to the store. We've got a bunch of hats coming. We've got new shirts.
Apparently, quote unquote, 500.
500 are en route now.
So please come buy 500 of them.
And what you alluded to earlier, Nick, we just signed a 3-year sponsorship deal with Under Armour and College Town Sports, which is cool.
Protect the house.
Protect the house. We're going to have a lot of cool merch coming to the store. It'll probably be slowly coming.
Yeah, it'll take a while.
Well, like right now, the main objective is dry land gear, volleyball
make sure the
uniforms,
team's taken care of.
Yeah. And then we'll get into that. So I know we're talking about stocking a bunch of Under Armour hats, much like the one I'm wearing, although with a different logo besides 1611 Golf, which is where I train when it's 107 degrees outside. Indoor golf. It's an awesome place, Megan. You should look into it.
Play smart.
Yeah, train and play smart. That's what I do. So
we're out of practice.
We're out of sync. And, usually the wheels start to kind of wobble a little bit when we get around to the last turn of the race here.
We didn't even turn. We kept going.
No, we ran right into that board.
We went into the wall.
I just realized I missed a hair appointment as well, so. Just got to add to it,
These are the things that happen. But yes, welcome Under Armour. We'll have a big reveal, promo, something push on them coming soon.
Yes.
And we've got a couple other. We've got one huge sponsor that's not going to hit until January, which we'll reveal in January.
Oh yeah,
that'll be the biggest one in team history.
Nick, reschedule your haircut with Sport Clips, who signed on.
There you go.
As a sponsor.
That's
Just
right.
get that done.
All right.
We're rolling.
Sporty.
We're rolling the sponsorship.
Only if Sporty in his greatness cuts my hair.
Okay, Sporty last year would have been here for the mascot challenge, but apparently the air pump that blows Sporty up short-circuited right before going on.
No way.
So we'll have to work on getting Sporty out here.
Poor Sporty. May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace, Sporty.
He ain't dead. He's just deflated somewhere without an air pump.
But that's
to get him back pumped full of
that's
air.
really.
Well, I tried to say. I guess that is it.
That's it. Yeah,
that's it. I guess you mentioned preseason play. That was like Labor Day, a little after it, somewhere around there.
One of the first 2 weekends in September for sure. We have the circus coming to town.
Oh, that's right.
And
Labor Day.
It's not our circus.
It's not our circus.
Well, we are a circus, clearly on this podcast. So
yes, we are.
Not this one.
The full-on Garden Brothers Circus will be here Labor Day with, I believe, 3 shows. Elephants,
which
camels.
blew my mind. And then I thought that the shows would be like spread out over the course of the day, but they're all in the evening.
Are they really?
Well, I looked at like similar schedules, like whenever they make other stops, and they literally it's just consecutive shows, which must be really a logistical miracle.
They've got to have 200 people on staff because not only are they going to cover the ice.
Yeah, because they have to like turn around. Yeah, and you had the quick turnaround, and they set up and then they like break right back down.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's impressive. I'm like almost more like looking forward to see how they do that.
Secretly, that's what I'm going to be watching from the office window. Like,
because it's going to be
when Gemini Sound came out. You saw the production that we had for the Tripping Daisy show.
Yes, which was also really fun to watch go up.
It was fun. Yeah, they came in and they ripped it out in like an hour. They were ready to rock and roll. Literally. Well, kids.
We'll end it on this.
You got a joke? The joke of the day, Nick? What's the joke of the day?
Our joke of the day. Gotta find a good one here. Came to me a little prematurely, I guess. I was trying to find an elephant joke, and it's really not working out very well because all these are very lame. What do you call an elephant at the North Pole?
Dead?
Lost.
Chad went a little dark with that.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, I did go a little dark with it because it probably wouldn't survive.
Probably not.
I don't think it would get all the way to the North Pole.
I don't think that's the climate.
They're not more of that's more of a woolly mammoth type climate.
Yes, because those exist still.
Did you know that the North Pole is not governed by anybody, yet you have to have permits to go there?
Who do you turn the permits into?
I don't know. I've never looked into it, but I've heard
Who's going to stop me?
I mean,
like
Mother
besides
Nature.
Nature might stop me.
Mother Nature going to stop you like a statue about 3 steps out there.
Nick has another
Speaking
one.
of which, why did the elephant leave the circus?
No benefits.
He was tired of working for peanuts. Same wavelength.
Same wavelength.
Chad really has these elephant jokes down.
I'm really thinking too hard. To understand an elephant joke, you have to put yourself in the mind of an elephant.
Okay, team.
All right, well, with that becomes the time of the day where we pull the plug.